B&K Painting in Boise, Idaho. We're going to give you a quick demonstration on how to run an airless sprayer. To start the task off, what you'll need when you rent your sprayer is you're going to need a Rack X guard and you'll need a Rack X tip. And if you're going to be spraying trim, you'll want a green fine finish tip, and typically we use a 310, or you'll want to use a blue Rack X tip, and we typically use a 517. The first number, the 5, is the fan width, how wide the spray is going to be. So the 310 will be a 6-inch fan. The orifice size is the last two digits, a 10. The 517 has an orifice size of 17, and the 17 is larger than the 310. So you would want either one of these tips or both of them, depending on the job you're going to be doing. We start off with an airless sprayer. The airless sprayer is going to typically have 3 knobs on it, or switches. You're going to have an on-off switch, and then you're going to have a pressure switch, which is either going to be a turn dial or a digital readout. And then you're going to have the prime switch, which will send paint through a prime tube. And you'll start off, make sure the sprayer's in the off position. You want to set your pressure gauge to 3/4 of the way to the end of the dial, so 3/4 full. If it has a digital readout, set your pressure to 2200 psi to 2800 psi. That's typically the pressure we use for all latex products. The 3/4 full throttle position will what you'll use for all latex products also. So once your pressure switch is set, you want to turn your sprayer to the on position. And then there's going to be 2 tubes. There's going to be an intake tube. This tube's got a screen on it that's actually going to take up the paint. And then there's going to be a prime tube. And this is what's going to get rid of all the air out of the line, out of the airless sprayer. And you're going to start off by locating the prime valve. And this valve has got 2 positions. It's got a spray position and a prime position. And you want to put that into the prime position until your product starts coming out of the prime tube, and that's going to clear all the air out of the hose and out of the machine. And you'll run this till you see no more air bubbles coming out of the prime tube. Once it starts flowing consistently with paint or your product, you're going to switch it back to the spray position, and it usually should take about 2 to 3 seconds for it to actually stop pumping. Now it's actually completely purged of air, and it's completely loaded with paint, the machine itself. Now your hose itself has still got air or water in it. Now you're going to continue to run your hose until you actually start to see paint flow out of it. And you'll continue to run it until there's no more air bubbles until paint's completely running. Once you release the trigger, it actually should stop pumping, and it's fully loaded with pressure. You're going to want to screw on your Rack X guard. Put your tip inside the Rack X guard, and make sure your pressure's set at the proper pressure, and you're ready to go.